The richest man in history ruled one of the most powerful empires the world had ever seen. Yet today, most people have never heard his name. This is not an accident. This is the story of why history tried to erase Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa was not a myth. He ruled the Mali Empire in the 14th century, controlling vast gold reserves, global trade routes, and centers of learning like Timbuktu. At a time when Europe struggled through the Middle Ages, Mali stood as a beacon of wealth, education, and stability. So the question is not whether Mansa Musa mattered. The question is, why was he forgotten? Much of what the modern world knows about history comes from written records. And for centuries, those records were written mainly by European historians, travelers, and colonial powers. African civilizations like Mali relied heavily on oral tradition, passed down by guides, as well as local scholars and manuscripts. Many of these invaluable sources were never translated, preserved, or shared on a global scale. When the story of a civilization is written primarily by outsiders, its true depth and significance can be minimized, or worse, completely ignored. The narrative becomes skewed, leaving a gap where a powerful empire once stood. During the age of colonization, European powers advanced a dangerous and self-serving idea that Africa had no advanced civilizations before their arrival. This narrative was crucial to justifying colonial rule. Acknowledging powerful, organized, and educated empires like Mali would directly contradict this justification. A king whose wealth dwarfed that of any European monarch, ruling over a sophisticated society with thriving centers of learning, challenged the very foundation of the colonial mindset. So the stories of African power were not just overlooked. They were actively sidelined, dismissed as myth, or deliberately erased. They were inconvenient truths in a world being reshaped by a new, dominant story. The legendary city of Timbuktu was once a global intellectual hub, home to vast libraries containing hundreds of thousands of manuscripts. These texts covered an incredible range of subjects, from advanced science and mathematics to law, astronomy, and philosophy. They were the collected knowledge of a brilliant civilization. But over the centuries, this incredible repository of wisdom faced relentless threats. Wars and invasions led to destruction, while neglect and the harsh realities of climate damage took their toll, causing invaluable documents to crumble into dust. When libraries disappear, so does a culture's memory. And when that collective memory fades, the history we are left with becomes fragmented and incomplete, a shadow of what it once was. Modern education systems hold immense power. They are the gatekeepers of history, deciding which stories are deemed important enough to be taught to the next generation, and which are left out. We learn in detail about figures like Julius Caesar or Napoleon, their campaigns, and their impact endlessly analyzed. But Mansa Musa, a ruler who was arguably richer and more influential on a global scale than both, is often reduced to a single sentence in a textbook, a footnote, or is ignored entirely. This isn't because his story lacks importance or a compelling narrative. It's because it doesn't fit neatly into the traditional, often Eurocentric, framework of world history that has been taught for generations. The curriculum makes a choice, and that choice has consequences for what we consider to be our shared past. The true legacy of Mansa Musa isn't just about his staggering wealth. It's about a different model of power. It represents power built on trade and knowledge, not just relentless conquest. It demonstrates wealth that was used to foster education and culture, not just to wage endless wars. His empire was a vital bridge, connecting Africa to the global stage economically, intellectually, and culturally. He put his kingdom on the map, literally, as European cartographers began to depict the Mali Empire and its vast riches. Erasing his story is not just forgetting a wealthy king. It's erasing the proof that for a time, an African empire was a dominant force, leading the world in wealth and learning. History doesn't just disappear on its own. It is forgotten when its stories are no longer told. By remembering Mansa Musa, we are not trying to rewrite history. We are simply completing it, filling in a crucial chapter that has been missing for far too long. If this story surprised you, imagine how many others remain hidden. Subscribe to Hidden History Files for more forgotten empires, untold rulers, and the stories history left behind.